All right, friends, it is art time. So we have 2 videos each week. The STEAM project this week is a really cool one. So if you do the drawing, the art part, and you still want something to do this week, check out the other video. But today we are going to do some drawing and we are going to do a hidden surprise picture. It is hot out. It was super hot today. And so I was thinking, oh, what do I want more than anything in the world? And the answer was ice cream. I wanted an ice cream cone. And I thought, hey, why don't we draw an ice cream cone so we can remember that delicious treat? So we are gonna create a hidden surprise ice cream cone picture today. So here's my ice cream cone. And usually when I go to Bobby's or go get ice cream with my mom and dad, and they say, all right, you can get a small, you can get 1 scoop. And I'm always like, oh, come on, Mom, I want more than 1 scoop. And I usually get stuck with the 1 scoop, but what I dream of is a quadruple scoop. That's 4 scoops. So here is our hidden surprise. So if I take the top of my paper and I pull it up, ta-da! I've got my big, huge quadruple scoop ice cream cone. All right, so we're gonna draw our hidden surprise ice cream cone today. So to do this project, you're gonna need a piece of drawing paper, just computer, regular white drawing paper, okay? Crayons or markers, whatever you want to do your final coloring with, a pencil, and then either a black marker or a Sharpie marker. All right? Okay, so if you want to go get those materials, you can do it now or you can just watch the video. It's a direct draw, so you're probably going to want to do it with me. Remember, if I go too fast, just pause your video, get yourself caught up. All right, add your own creative spin to it if you want to do something different, and then push play and come back with me and we'll do the next step. All right, so let's get us turned, pause that video, go get those materials that you need, and then we'll get started. Okay, here we go. All right, so I've got to turn you and then I've got to tilt you. We're a little crooked. All right. So, I had my white piece of paper ready, but then I stuck it in something. I don't want to do it on that, so I had a backup page. It's got a few spots on it, but that's okay. All right. The other side's better. All right, so we're going to start with the folds first. So I want to turn my paper vertical, or the tall way, and my first fold is going to be like a card fold, but instead of sideways card, I'm going to go from the top to the bottom. So I'm folding it in half. So I'm going to hold it when they line up on the corners and then run my finger and I can go to the right and to the left. All right, so I have a good fold. Now that's the first fold, so go ahead and do that fold. And then when you're done with that fold, now we're going to take just the top flap. We're going to leave this bottom flap down, and the top flap, we're going to fold it back up till you get to the top of your paper. So here's the top of my paper. Hold it. Run that finger down and go to the right and to the left. Okay, so that we have that double fold. So first we folded it like a card, but we went down. Then I took the top flap and I folded it back up so it lined up with the top. And we're going to start with our paper like that to begin with. Now, you are going to definitely want to start with your pencil. Mrs. A is going to use a Sharpie marker because I want you to be able to see it, but you are going to want to start with a pencil. All right, I am going to get a piece of paper to go under that so that my Sharpie marker doesn't end up on my table. I'm back. Sorry, I didn't have it. All right, and I'm going to stick it underneath there. I didn't want to use a white piece of paper underneath there because then it would blend in. Okay, so we have our folded paper and we're going to start with the cone on our ice cream cone. Remember, our first one is just that single scoop, and we're going to start with the cone. Now, I don't want to draw my cone on this folded piece. I want to go right underneath it. So here's the fold. I'm going to draw a straight line, the top of my cone, underneath that fold line. And then we're going to do 2 diagonal lines. So it's almost like an upside down triangle. I'm going to go diagonal all the way down to the bottom of my paper, and then diagonal all the way down. And that makes our cone. All right, now we're going to put the designs in the cone so it looks like an ice cream cone or a waffle cone. And we're going to do that with diagonal lines. So I'm going to go diagonal this way, and I'm going to go all the way across my cone, spreading them out just a little bit so I have about the same space all the way across. Then I'm going to do diagonal lines in the opposite direction. So I'm going to X them. So if my first diagonal lines went this way, my next ones are going to go this way. So I'm going to make an X. So I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to go the opposite direction all the way across. And that gives me my cone. All right, now we need to draw our ice cream. So I want my ice cream to be going on the outside of my cone just a little bit. So I'm going to do a C line that stops when I get to that fold. So I'm going to start on the edge of my cone and go out and come back just a little bit, but stop when I get to that fold. Okay, it's really important not to keep going yet. We want to stop right there. All right, now I want to draw that first scoop. So I'm going to do a big rainbow line that starts right on the side of that C line that we drew on this side, and it's going to come all the way over to the point where we stopped on the C line over here. And it's a rainbow line, so it's a curve. So I'm going to start right here and curve up and come back down and stop. And there's my one scoop. Mom always makes me get one scoop of ice cream. All right, now you can put any kind of decoration you would like on this ice cream cone, anything above your fold line. You don't want to put any decorations below your fold line yet. So I'm going to give my ice cream cones faces. They looked really cute with those little faces. So I'm going to start, and let's do, I'm going to do two big circle eyes, and I'm going to give them reflection spots in the same spot, and a little smile, little cheek lines, and how about some eyelashes? That's a cute little ice cream cone. Now, I want to fill in the pupil but leave my reflection spot. Now, I know that I can do this faster with marker than you can do with your pencil, so if you need to pause it, go ahead and pause that video and get yourself caught up. All right, so there's my first little ice cream scoop. She's a cute little scoop. If you wanted to add a cherry on top, or if you wanted to add sprinkles or maybe some chocolate syrup, we'll talk about how to do that later on. I'm just going to add a cherry right now. Now a cherry's round, but I want it to be stuck inside my ice cream scoop. So I'm going to start on the side and go up, and then when I get back to the side, I stop, and then whoop, my little stem at the top. All right, and then I'm going to do a little tic-tac-toe board in there, and it gives it a little shine. Makes it look like it's three-dimensional or a sphere instead of just a circle. Okay, and that is our cute little ice cream cone. If we just got one scoop of ice cream, that's where we would stop. But we're not just getting one, we're getting that big triple or quadruple scoop of ice cream, depending on how big our scoops are. All right, so now we're going to open it up, and you can see the top of my scoop is way up here, and I have all this space to fill in with ice cream. We are going to start back down at the bottom, and remember those little C lines that we did? We are going to do a bigger C line, so I'm going to start at that spot that I stopped, and I'm going to make a scoop, but I'm not going to go all the way across. I just wanted to stop it right here, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. I want to go out and then come back. It's kind of like a backward C, right, or a smile line, but I stop. I don't connect them because I want my next scoop of ice cream to look like it's sitting on top of that scoop. All right, so I'm going to come over here, and I don't want to go all the way to that point. I want to go on the side just a little bit and leave a little bit of that line still there, and I'm going to make that little C. And over here, the same thing, another backwards little C, all right? And then I'm gonna do two more big C's, so we're repeating this step right here. So a big C and a big backward C, okay? Now, right here, I want to have that melty ice cream that's been plopped on top of the scoop. So between this point and this point, I'm going to give it a curvy line. See how that looks like that scoop of ice cream just got plopped right on top? Okay. Then I have space. The last time I did 4 scoops. This time I'm going to be able to fit in 1, 2, 3, 4 scoops. All right, so I'm going to do a little C. Now remember, we don't want to start right there. We want to come off to the side just a little bit and do a little C. And a backwards little C. All right, and then we do our big C, but I'm going to stop right before I get to that one. Okay, and I'm going to do a backwards big C, but stop right before I get to that one. And we want to do our squiggly line down here to make it look like it's been plopped on top. And then finally, and I know I'm going fast, pause your video if you need to. All right, finally we're going to do one more little C, but we don't want to go above our fold line. So see how I made that little C and I stopped it right at the fold line? Same thing over here, little C, but stop it at the fold line. And we're gonna, ooh, I bumped the camera, I'm so sorry. We're gonna do our wiggly line that goes underneath. So here's my fold line. We want that wiggly line underneath that fold line. You don't wanna put anything up here above the fold line, okay? All your ice cream scoops go underneath. There we go, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 scoops of ice cream. You got lucky. All right, now we need to decorate them. So we can put our silly faces in. We can make, oh, maybe this bottom one, he's laughing because he's getting squished by all those other ice cream scoops. He's like, ah, you're squishing me. I'm going to do some slanted eyes. It looks like his eyes are squeezing shut. And I'm going to do a backward slant. So it's almost like a triangle that's pointing this way, or an arrow that's pointing towards the middle this way, and an arrowhead that's pointing towards the middle this way. And then I'm going to give him an open mouth. Looks like he's yelling. So I'm going to do a straight line across, and then a U that doesn't go quite to the end of that line. And then let's have his tongue sticking out there. So I'm going to put his tongue right there. All right. And then when you're opening your mouth and screaming, the back of your throat is really dark. So let's color that part in. So I did 2 slanted eyes, and they're pointing towards the center. I'm not putting a nose on my ice cream. If you wanted to put a little nose on there, you can. And then a mouth. If you don't want your face to look like this face, don't do it. Make it look however you would like to. If you want to put some decorations on it, how about some chocolate syrup coming down this one? Maybe they put some chocolate syrup or some caramel sauce on top, so it's going to look like it's dripping down. So we're going to make a wavy line that almost looks like it's dripping, and then it goes back up, and then we have another drip, and then it goes back up and kind of wiggles across, and then another drip all the way to the other side. Now you can see on my cone and on my drips, I don't want my lines, I don't want to be sloppy about it and make my lines go outside my ice cream or make them go outside my cone. I want everything to stay inside so it looks realistic. All right, let's see, what should I do on this face? Oh, maybe this is going to be a sweet little scoop of ice cream, so I'm going to put a sweet little face on it. How about some rainbow lines? So 2 rainbow lines for my eyes, and then I'm going to connect the bottom with a straight line. Let's see here. And then I can do a curve and a curve. We've done eyes like this before. And then my reflection spot. And you can have them if you want it to look silly. You can have your reflection spot or your eyes looking in different directions. And then again, I'm going to color my pupil in. You might need a little bit more time, so you can pause that video. Remember, we leave the little reflection spot white, and we color the rest in. If you want to put eyelashes on there, you can. If you don't, we can give it another little smile. All right, and maybe this one has sprinkles on it. Ooh, I like ice cream with sprinkles. And sprinkles are just going to be little teeny rectangles that we can have going in any direction we want to. So I can have my rectangles going up and down, or to the side, or diagonal. And they're just little rectangles, because if you've had sprinkles before, you know they're not gigantic. They're just little guys all over your ice cream. All right, so I've got some sprinkles all over this scoop. Ooh, that would be a good one. I got one more scoop of ice cream that I need to decorate. Let's see here. How about this ice cream scoop is blowing a kiss? So I'm gonna do just my rainbow lines again, but this time I'm not gonna put anything underneath them. It almost looks like their eyes are closed, and she's gonna be blowing you a kiss. Let's put little eyelashes on the side. 1, 2, 3 little eyelashes on the side. Kind of looks like her eyes are closed. And then I'm going to do a backwards, or no, it's just a normal 3. I'm gonna draw the number 3. And doesn't that look like little lips blowing a kiss? Woo! All right. Now, have you heard of mint chocolate chip ice cream, or even cookie dough ice cream, or chocolate chip ice cream? Oh, those chunks of chocolate are so good to me. I'm gonna put some little square chunks of chocolate in this scoop of ice cream. All right. And those are just my little chunks. They're a little bit different than my sprinkles. My sprinkles were rectangles, so they're skinnier and longer. And my chunks of ice cream are just gonna be squares, little squares. All right, now I have 4 scoops of ice cream. When I close it up, it goes back to 1 scoop. And then when I open it, da-dum, there's that gigantic scoop or ice cream cone. That's what I want from Bobby's today. Okay, your last step is to get those crayons or those markers or those colors pencils, and you are going to color your ice cream cone, whatever colors you would like. Just remember, when we close it, the top and the very bottom of the last scoop are the same scoop. So whatever color you make your top scoop, you have to make that same color for the bottom scoop, so when you close it, they match up. If I were to make this scoop Superman ice cream, and I made this scoop chocolate ice cream, when I close it, it would look like I had chocolate ice cream underneath my Superman on my same scoop. So if you want it to look like you have 1 scoop of ice cream, whatever you do on the top, you want to do on the bottom. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope that you get some real ice cream soon, and I hope you have an awesome time drawing your surprise ice cream cone, and I will see you next time. Bye.